Francisco, California. I wasn't expected to drive a Cadillac CT6 to your launch on the all-new 2018 Lexus LS, but I did. Automobile's Four Seasons Genesis G90 was my intended ride, but Murphy and the law had other plans for the car, therefore the Cadillac it had been. Turns out it absolutely was a happy accident, but I didn't realize it at the time. I just thought I'd sacrificed a reasonable amount on the ride comfort that I'd want on the next 48 hours and 14 hours of driving for just a healthy dollop of sports-tuned control that I definitely wouldn't have a chance to relish on Interstate 5. Bum trade. Fortunately, what the Cadillac gives up in ride comfort it will take back, not simply in sporty handling and also with a brilliant adaptive cruise control system that handles the gas much better than most humans. The only thing the CT6 was missing as being a road tripper, besides a rather comfier ride or maybe softer seats, is often a genuine self-steering system that works well at highway speeds. But the CT6 wasn't transpire, in fact, simply a means on the end, time behind the wheel on the newest version with the car that launched the Lexus brand. Surely this definitive new generation luxury car embodying Japanese tradition and culture would cover the many bases. Chief Engineer Toshio Asahi's bold claims inside the quotation above formulate the LS's mission, swinging with the fences. Grandiose references towards the 1990 LS such as this one litter the automobile's announcement. It is quite possible that no automobile has, upon introduction, appended its category as decisively as being the first Lexus LS did if this launched the posh brand 28 years back. It's uncharacteristically clear that Lexus is throwing some real passion behind its latest projects, including besides the 2018 LS and also the LC Coupe, which shares aspirations along with architecture with all the much larger sedan. That passion shows through most vividly within the LS's cabin, not merely through the design and style but over the steering wheel. The design is obviously the first stop using the LS. For many, it'll function as the last, too. Both lovers and haters. In person, the outdoors comes off well finished and neatly seamed. This may also be the primary truly successful use with the spindle grille, but otherwise the LS feels a little bit confused. It's as if looking at a superposition of 23 possible designs. As our personal resident design critic Robert Cumberford inputted, I see this design as a possible aesthetic mess. Nevertheless, it's a carefully executed, purposeful mess that achieves almost what exactly I suspect was desired. So despite my misgivings about its beauty or, rather, its lack thereof, I predict this car will sell well and satisfy its owners. Fortunately, the interior from the 2018 LS has more universal appeal. Who, in fact, doesn't love fine leather lovingly stitched into rail straight seams, floating layered door accents, as well as a myriad of subtle textures woven by having a cabin dominated by organic shapes, assembled carefully, and designed about the principle of omotenashi, the Japanese reasoning behind hospitality. It's a treat with the eyes, but thankfully, the style flourishes never manage to get from the way of functionality. If there's one complaint concerning the new Lexus cabin, it's that there's more wind and road noise than there ought to be. It's noisier versus the Awachi noisy CT6 and markedly noisier versus the Genesis G90. With a 415 horsepower, 442 lb-ft twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 engine behind that funky grille, the 2018 LS 500 never feels underpowered. If anything, it's a tad more than many will want to handle and over they'll likely ever use, even to the freeway merge between your bingo parlor along with the buffet. Lexus says efficiency increased, too, with estimated figures of 192,923 miles per gallon city highway combined for rear-drive models, With AWD the numbers slide to 182,721 miles per gallon. Lexus says the LS500 can hit 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds with rear-wheel drive. No estimate is provided for all-wheel drive models. A hybrid model can also be available, badged LS500 hours, with 359 combined horsepower by reviewing the 3.5-liter V6 and electric motor system. Lexus claims 5.1 second RWD or 5.2 second AWD 060 miles per hour times for your hybrid, while still estimating gasoline consumption at 253,328 miles per gallon with RWD or 233,126 miles per gallon with AWD. Like the gasoline-only model, the hybrid is usually plenty quick to move about, though you would like to twist the instrument coil-mounted stock to have Interaction Sport or Sport Plus modes to decorate the transmission so you're not caught waiting, perpendicular to fast-moving traffic, with the car to accelerate. The steering on the new LS is a bit more informative in comparison to any Lexus of the latest make except the LC, which is to say it walks a line somewhere in slightly numb and slightly nervous in normal use. Pushed harder, feedback builds and signal strength grows. Computers perform near quantum magic, balancing dynamic electric assist steering with four-wheel steering to deliver something startling all-around and natural feel. In an extravagance executive sedan that tips the scales at nearly 5,093 pounds or 5,225 in hybrid form. The suspension is essentially aluminum and it has been redesigned for better road feel. The unibody structure was made on Lexus' stiffest platform ever, and extensive engineering effort was placed into lowering the center of gravity and widening the track even for better dynamics. They really went for doing this. The challenge with passion is the fact it eventually runs facing reality, jilted love, a crooked partner, the screen door squeal of understeer. The underlying reality with the Lexus LS is it's a sizable luxury sedan, loaded towards the gills with creature-coddling features. The laws of physics declare this sort of car are not all that sporty, and corollaries make certain that every step taken towards sporty handling is away from the butter-smooth ride that's extremely difficult to find out there these days. Almost, although not quite, ride hounds should go on a spin inside Volvo S90 and Genesis G90. That said, the 2018 Lexus LS does an admirable job of trying to locate the balance. Ride quality is on par while using Cadillac CT6. Unfortunately, steering and handling come up a little short with the Cadillac's benchmark, no doubt a symptom with the Lexus carrying around 800 pounds greater than a similarly equipped CT6. Does it hustle just like the Mercedes-AMG S63 or perhaps the not-quite-in BMW M760i? No, also it used to be the LS didn't seek to. Now it looks like it is. And that's the genuine rub. Where the initial generation LS swooped in and capitalized using a market ripe for improvement, the fifth generation LS finds itself facing some in the best vehicles ever built as competition. Instead of tracing a path throughout the competitive scene, leading by example, it appears like Lexus is playing catch-up. To be fair, following fourth generation LS, there's a great deal of catching around due. So sporty driving is often a bit a smaller chore inside the new LS, but nevertheless not anything approaching a genuinely sporting experience. That's not the reasons you bought your vehicle anyway. What in regards to the tech, safety, convenience, and entertainment features? You know, the stuff you'll actually use each day? That stuff's pretty impressive, to the most part. First you should learn to love Lexus infotainment system. It's pretty all too easy to figure out and rehearse, However, it's not the easiest, most incredible, or most intuitive system around, particularly in this class of sedan. Some will love the touchpad controller, others will see it frustrating and hard to use at speed. Those who'll have frequent high-value rear seat passengers would like the executive package, that's liable to bring with it a shiatsu massage function, right rear passenger seat recline of nearly 48 degrees along with an ottoman, and once equipped with all the optional air suspension, the automobile will even raise itself by reviewing the low-slung cruising height for easier entry and exit. Lexus also claims the biggest virtual head-up display available, through an apparent projected size 24 by 6 inches. It does seem large, however it's neither more feature-rich nor more beautiful as opposed to runners of its competitors. When looking at self-driven tech, however, Lexus has recently deliberately chosen never to lead the fray. The adaptive cruise control is useful enough, however it seems a generation behind. In stop-and-go traffic, the machine waits too much time to accelerate, does so too gently, then waits too much time to apply the brakes and does so too harshly. The end result, for the traffic-laden commute, is the LS leaves more than enough room for lane hoppers to jump in front of yourself, then efforts to induce panic and/or whiplash to counteract a collision. Self-steering is even less dedicated to lightning force on the motive force. Like driver assist systems past, the LS's lane-keeping assistance plays a sport of ping-pong relating to the lane markers, straying an increasing number from a straight trajectory until the computer alerts the motive force to return their hands to your wheel or it loses sight on the lane markers. Unlike the systems from the past, however, the LS's game of ping-pong happens within virtual walls in regards to a foot in the lane markers as an alternative to directly on the surface of them. That's about just what the Cadillac CT6's system manages, though, again, it's challenging to exaggerate how good the Caddy's adaptive cruise control is. But unlike the just-launched LS, the primary 2018 models with the CT6 with Super Cruise are now being delivered immediately. A word of caution is needed here, however, luxury sedans are difficult to evaluate over short amounts of time. Why? Because a great deal attention and thought has been placed into their design that you will need time and experience when driving to fully appreciate them. I enjoy a more in-depth test from the LS on the coming months, to find out if the LS can be quite a car that slowly grows on you instead of wowing you at the first corner. To input it plainly, the 2018 Lexus LS is a great car within about every way. It's a worthy entry to your flagship battle royal, though not just a dominant one, along with a remarkable successor to your pablum with the 4th generation LS. What this isn't, however, is really what Lexus known as the original LS inside the announcement with the 2018 model, a luxury disruptor which will astonish customers. Rather, Cumberford's words about the design and style can be borrowed to sum the full car. A minimum of on first impression. Despite my misgivings, I predict this car will sell well and satisfy its owners. 2018 Lexus LS 500 specifications. Late 2017. Price: $75,000 base estate. Engine: 3.5 liters twin-turbo DOC 24-valve V64 15 HP at 6,000 revolutions per minute, 442 lb-ft at 1,6004, 800 revolutions per minute. Transmission: 10-speed automatic. Layout: 4-door, 5-passenger, front engine, rear sedan. EPA mileage: 18,192,729 miles per gallon city hui. LXWXH 206.1 by 74.8 by 57. 157.9 inches, wheelbase. 123.0 inches, weight. 4,7075, 093 pounds, 060 miles per hour, 4. 64.7 seconds estate. 2018 Lexus LS 500 hours specifications. Late 2017. Price $80,000 base. Engine 3.5 liters stock 24 valve V6 295 HP at 6,600 revolutions per minute. NA LBFT plus twin electric motors, combined 354 HP. Transmission 4-speed multi-stage hybrid. Layout 4-door, 5-passenger, front engine, rear sedan. EPA mileage 23,253,133 miles per gallon city hui. LXWXH 206.1 by 74.8 by 57. 157.9 inches, wheelbase. 123.0 inches, weight. 4,8505, 225 pounds, 060 miles per hour, 5. 15.2 seconds, top speed. 136 miles per hour.